What's going on, y'all? It's the Pimps, Players, and Hustlers Fantasy Football League, week number 2, Commissioner Message. As you can see, we don't have Lump Dog with us today. It's me, LBL, Duke Lewis, in the building. Lump Dog invited me to come into the Commissioner Message and do it for him. But you know what? I wanted to duck and dodge him. I ain't talking to the guy. My high moral principle standards doesn't allow me to talk to low-life scumbags like Lumpy, just taking advantage of an old man like that with that trade. I mean, I'm not mad about it or anything. I've said my piece. It's all good. I'm just gonna let it lie. But I'll still bitch and cry about it every fucking week in the chat room, and I'm quitting. That's it. I mean, this league has just gotten to a point where my high moral principle standards are just not being met. And I'm afraid this is my last year, fellas. So I figured I'd end it with the bang here and actually do the entire commish message for you guys. Because, you know what? Fuck Lump. Because his moral standards are just not up to mine. And making shady trades. I mean, who's ever heard of a thing, right? I mean, come on. Everyone's on my side, right? So anyway, I'm going to just get into these games here. And we'll talk about that trade a little bit more. So in the first game of the week, of course, I'm going to talk about my game because, I have every excuse in the world why I should have beat Foster. I lost to the Jugs, 171 to 129. The Juggernauts had a little problem with Romo there, but he ended up coming back in the game and finishing it out strongly. Got 46 out of him. Got a monster score from Miles Austin in 33. Adrian Peterson checked in with 27 on his team, and then the Giants D got him 19. I had Kenny Britt, no one even gives me credit for Kenny Britt, man. I've seen that guy for a few years, man. That guy's balling out of control, man. That guy gets like 15.8 yards every catch. So I was gonna get him. So he got me a solid 20. And then I gotta give myself a big old pat on the back right now because look at that monster free agent. See, this hat just getting big because my head's just getting big. That's how it works around here. When my head gets big, the hat just changes in size because I'm a cop. And that's what cop hats do. So the Lions D, though, I'm going to give myself a big pat on the back for the Lions D, man. It's a major free agent pickup with 32 points. I knew that was going to happen because, Kansas City isn't really doing what they need to do. They're only averaging 7.3 yards every play, and I just knew that the Lions were just going to ball out of control. So, I saw that coming. So y'all need to, take a page out of Duke Lewis's LBL's book and learn how to pick up a defense on a weekly basis on the matchups. Because I invented that. That strategy to play the matchups with the defense. Man, that's a genius move by me. But then I got Rice. Ray Rice led my team with 55. But, I was thinking about maybe starting James Starks. I did trade for the guy. Here I am. I'm complaining about Lump, trading bench guys for starters. And here I am. I'm getting a starter, James Stark, and I'm trading a bench guy, Nate Burleson. I did get Mike Thomas, who's sitting on my bench. I'm pretty much trading for guys that just ride my bench. So, that's all good. So I can do that. But, Lump's trades are just totally, way out of line. I mean, just the moral principle in the whole thing is just ridiculous. It's just unbelievably ridiculous. I can't believe I'm even still in this league. Anyway, in the next game we had the rookies taking out Patty's Playboys. Rookies got 163 and Patty's Playboys 116. The rookies were led by Rogers with 45. V-Jax showed up big for him, man. I was telling him V-Jax was a major coup for him, man. 26 points. And then that was Fred Jackson. Then V-Jax with 30, Vincent Jackson. And then Gronkowski with 20 points. And then Patty's Playboys, really not a lot to talk about there. Devery Henderson with 18. Donovan McNabb continues to ride. If he could get a payment in, then maybe he could trade and actually make some moves around here. The Johnson & Johnson brothers, Calvin and Stevie, chipped in with 14 and 15, and the Pats D got him 19, but he still took that loss pretty hard, falling to 0 and 2. Rookies starting off the season strong at 2 and 0. That's my boy, the rookies right there. Anyway, so in the next game we had the 289ers taking the loss 115 to the Mollywoppers 150. The 289ers led by Drew Brees with 46, Michael Turner with 21, and Jordy Nelson with his one catch, 84-yard touchdown. Got him 16 points. So that wasn't enough to get him over the top. Matt Stafford got Mollywoppers 50. Peyton Hillis with 20, and then a monster 30 points from Jeremy Macklin on Sunday night. So out of those 3 players, he pretty much scored 100 points. The rest of this team got him 50, and so that's how he ended up with 150. But it was enough to get him the win. But I smacked him up in the first week, and Z Money ain't got nothing on me. I continue to smack him up every year. I'm the only real 2-time champ from 10 years ago. So I'm gonna keep riding that name out because I'm the only 2-time champ. But my last championship hasn't come since Bill Clinton was in office. So, but I'm still the only real 2-time champ. In the next game, we got the Collar Poppin' Pimps taking the loss to the Weedos, 105-37. Lumps, squad got McCoy got him 23, Stantonio Holmes with 10, Cowboys D with 21, and Matt Schaub with 35. Really didn't get any other production out of anyone of all of his players. Has only got him 105. Weedos pretty much is like Patty's Playboys from last year. Solid quarterback. Brady got 60, Steelers D 26. And that's really about it. Everyone else just chipped in enough to get him up to 137. He did get a little production out of his running backs, but nothing major. Got 13 and 11, I think, from his running backs. In the next game, Sac Valley falling to 0-2 and Papa's Rat Pack, 137-64. The ex-champ Papa's Rat Pack. Starting off the season strong at 2-0, even though he made that trade with Lump Dog for Dez Bryant, or traded away Dez Bryant. Sac Valley was led by Matt Ryan with 37, and a big surprise on Sac Valley, A.J. Green, the rookie from Georgia, 19. He's been pretty solid the first 2 games for him. Tony G with 20, and then the Saints D with 21, but wasn't enough to overcome Phillip Rivers with 41. Javad Best, or as Patty would like to say, Javid. I like to say Javid. Javid Best, 23. McFadden, 23. Jets, 28, which has been a solid pickup for Papa's Rat Pack. Number 1 scoring D the first 2 weeks of the season. And then Mike Wallace with 19. Then in the last game, man, my partner in crime, Lotta, just starting off the season once again, 0-2, man. I don't know what is wrong with this guy, but I will give him props for having some mental fortitude, man. At least he ain't going all Volzer and emo. He's coming back every year, even though he's in the tank. I thought he had a solid squad. I tried to get him to make that trade with me, Vic and D-Jax, for Tolbert, but he just didn't want to do it for whatever reason. And, I was trying to do it for Lump to make a point about them trades. But, once again, there I am just talking a bunch of shit out of my ass. But he took the loss 196-18 to 127. Vic got him 29. Packers 20, and then Brandon Marshall with 13. Big Ben for 18 with 35. Forte got him 16. Fitzy 21. Andre Johnson 15, and Steve Smith 15. So let's get on to these trades, man. I don't think I have to, give an explanation to my trade. My trade is justified. When you look back on it, exactly, when you look back on it. But at the time that I made the trade, it was just as unfair as Lumps was to Dennis. And for me to be, totally bitching and crying and threatening to quit, I'm almost ashamed of myself for acting in this type of manner. You guys have called me the original used car salesman. No one has been, the one that's taken advantage of people in the past. See, look at the head. It's getting bigger. Oh, look at me. We get it a little small. Okay, there we go. So, no one's taken advantage of owners more than me. I know how to really schmooze people over. I think with that trade with Anquan Bolden, he was hurt for 3 weeks, and then that guy wasn't doing it, and Dennis was making moves to get into the playoffs. Yeah, right. Had Dennis actually explain why he made that trade. He couldn't explain why he made that trade as much as any more than he could explain why he made my trade. So that's a bunch of bullshit, LBL. Oh, excuse me, I am LBL. So, Dennis, and then it was a good trade for him looking back. Who knows what Lump's trade will be at the end of the season, but, it's just like, 13.4 yards an average carry or average catch for Dez Bryant just doesn't equal up the 7.2 average carry for C.J. Spiller, and then Lee Evans isn't even showing up, and that totally unfair trade. It's just the principle of the entire thing is just unbelievable. I just don't understand this league and what it's come to. And I think, I'm just going to quit with this league. I can't take it. The principle of it is just not enough. for me to stay in here because my standards are just so much higher. I'm going to start my own league and I'm going to have Britt commish it. So Google Britt's commish skills, and I'm sure you'll find nothing but flawless execution, graceful execution of how a fantasy football league should be run. So really, that's about all I wanted to come on here and say. This is like my last one, my last, commish message for the year. I'm too pussy to come over and actually come to Lump's house and get on the commish message with him and lit it out on video and just get over the entire thing. But I'm just going to sit here, bitch, whine, and cry about it all fucking year on the message boards, in the fucking chat room, even though I say I'm done. And a matter of fact, I think I have a new co-owner, my baby mama. Yes, that's right. My baby mama is now my co-owner. She actually became more active in one fell swoop than some 10-year league members have been, never posting a new story, and she figured out how to do it. So I'm really proud of her, and we're happy with our family, and we're just gonna ride off into the sunset here and have a happy life in a sweet old fantasy football league run by me and Britt with nothing but a bunch of cops and principal even trades, because I know how to make good trades. That's it. LBL out.
No squares allowed. We ain't fucking with you squares, man. You nerds ain't mobbing, dog. We ain't fucking